In the fall of 2022, counselors talked with juniors during their English classes about steps they should be taking to prepare for life after high school. Today, we will look at the next steps to prepare you for the busy season of college applications. You can access the previous presentation that we presented in the fall by clicking the link Part 1 below. Last fall, we helped students identify post-secondary pathways, including college, trade school, apprenticeships, military, and taking a gap year. Juniors should have started creating or updating their resume, which is a list of achievements, clubs, organizations, volunteer hours, work experience, etc., that they have participated in since 9th grade. All juniors had the opportunity to take the SAT for free during the school day on March 1st of 2023. Juniors who missed the SAT on March 1st will have the opportunity to take it again fall of senior year. Students should also have started exploring colleges and universities they are interested in attending and should begin touring those campuses. Remember, you get 2 excused college visits during your junior and senior year. Now is the time to start thinking about where you are going to apply to college and what other steps are necessary to be prepared for senior year. The sooner you can get started, the less stressful the fall of senior year will be. Today we'll take a look at application types, transcripts, essays, letters of recommendation, financial aid, scholarships, details specific to collegiate athletes, and more. Students can submit college applications through portals such as Common App and Apply Texas. Students should use their personal email address when applying to college and should check their email regularly for updates. Do not use your GCISD email address. Common App is an application system that allows students to apply to multiple colleges at once. It saves time by only having to input things like demographic information and activities one time. Students will then fill out additional information that may be required by each institution they are applying to. Common App also allows counselors to upload transcripts, the school profile, and letters of rec in one place, which can be downloaded by all schools the student has applied to through the portal. Apply Texas is another application portal that is specific to schools in the state of Texas. Some schools may allow students to apply through Apply Texas or Common App. Counselors do not have access to upload any documentation in the Apply Texas portal. Some colleges or universities may also have their own application portals on their website. Students should only use one application portal for an application at that specific school. For example, do not submit an application for a university in Apply Texas and Common App and on the school's application portal. This will delay the processing of your application. Once students apply, they should receive an email from the college or university asking them to set up their own account in their application system or portal. This allows students to upload additional documentation, view decision letters, housing information, etc. Most applications open August 1st. Students can go ahead and create a Common App account prior to August 1st to start entering general information before the college applications open. Remember, when applying to college, you have to select a major or area of study. Some majors and honors colleges will require an additional application. An example would be applying to a university, but also having to submit an additional application and supplemental materials to the College of Engineering at that university. If the deadline for the honors college or specific major or program is different than the university's application deadline, you must let your counselor know in advance. In addition, there are various application deadlines that students will need to meet. Let's look closer at those deadlines. Regular decision is when a student submits their application by the deadline set by the university or college. Rolling admission means that students can apply to the institution throughout the year and may be accepted at different times of the year. Early action is when students apply by an early deadline, typically November 1st, but we also see that some are due by October 15th, November 15th, and December 1st, so that they might receive a decision earlier than those applying for regular decision. Regular decision, rolling admission, and early action are non-binding, meaning if you are accepted, you do not have to commit to attending that school. Early decision is binding and typically has an application deadline that is earlier, like November 1st. It is very important for students and parents to understand that if accepted, the student must promptly withdraw all other applications and must commit to attending that particular school. You will not have the opportunity to compare financial aid packages from other schools. The only way to get out of this commitment is if the financial aid package they offer you is completely unaffordable for your family. Students can only submit an early decision application to one university. Restrictive early action is not binding and allows the student to apply early, but gives them until May 1st to accept. Students can only submit a restrictive early action application to one institution and typically cannot apply as early action or early decision at any other schools. So it is more restrictive in terms of applications, but more flexible in terms of commitment. No matter which deadline you plan to apply for, do not wait until the day before or even the week it is due to start. Applications take a lot of time to fill out. Some questions that come up with the different application deadlines are: does applying early increase my chances of admission? Students who are applying early action may not necessarily increase their chances of admission, especially at highly selective schools. You may find out earlier if you are admitted, rejected, or deferred. If you are deferred, your application will be reviewed again with the regular decision applications, and you will receive a decision at that time. Applying early decision shows the school your commitment and interest in attending, and admission rates for ED are slightly higher because schools want to increase their yield rate, which influences college rankings. Applying early also typically means you are competing with other students who have higher GPA, test scores, etc. So how do you know if you should apply early or not? Students who have thoroughly researched schools, academic programs, achieved their desired GPA, class rank, SAT and ACT scores, and have a top choice they would be completely satisfied attending should apply early. Those who may need to retake the SAT or ACT, add to their resume, increase grades or GPA, are recommended to apply regular decision. Many schools require students to pay an application fee at time of submission. These fees can range from $30 per application all the way up to $90 per application. The average range is typically $35 to $50. So if you're applying to 10 schools, you will need to budget for that. Other fees involved in submitting applications are paying to send your official SAT, ACT, or AP scores through your College Board or ACT account, in addition to the fees to take those exams. Students who are on free or reduced lunch may be eligible to use a fee waiver for not only the college applications, but also for testing fees and fees to submit scores. Please see your counselor if you think you qualify. Applying for college takes time, so while you are waiting for applications to open, make a list of items you are going to need for each school. Here is a list of some of the items you may need. We recommend keeping a spreadsheet of colleges or universities you are applying to in order to keep track of application, financial aid, scholarship, and housing deadlines, as well as specific fees and items needed for those applications. You may be required to submit an official transcript when applying to colleges. You are also going to need to access your transcript to view your GPA and class size. Do not round your GPA when applying for colleges or scholarships unless the instructions specifically tell you to do so. GCISD uses a 4.0 weighted GPA scale and does not rank unless you are in the top 10% of your class. Official transcripts that need to be sent to institutions should be ordered through Parchment. Students should go ahead and create their account using their personal email address. Parents, please do not create a parent account. This can prevent students from being able to order their transcript after they graduate. Parchment is how students will get a transcript after they graduate, be it 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years down the line. Transcripts are free to order until August 1st after your senior year. Unofficial transcripts can be viewed in Skyward under the Progress Reports tab. You will notice that there are 3 different types of transcripts, 4 if you are in the top 10% of your class. The ranking weighted transcript is the transcript that is uploaded to Parchment. If your cumulative weighted GPA is higher than your ranking weighted GPA, you will want to fill out a form in the counseling office to have that transcript uploaded to Parchment in place of the ranking weighted transcript. Counselors will only send transcripts to universities when we receive an email from Common App or a specific school's portal asking us to upload one. All other transcripts must be ordered by the student through Parchment. Transcripts for seniors are updated with class size, GPA, and class rank in mid-June, September, and mid-January. Final ranking for graduation will be determined using the third 9 weeks grades in the spring of your senior year. Students who have taken dual credit courses through TCC or another college or university will need to request an official transcript directly from that institution to be sent to the colleges they are applying to. Some schools may require students to fill out the Self-Reported Academic Record, or the SSAR or SRAR. This allows students to self-report grades for courses completed for high school credit, as well as report the classes they intend to take their senior year. Students should use the same email address for the SAR as they use to apply for colleges so that their accounts can be linked properly. Do not use your GCISD email address. You will need to list each high school attended, if more than one, and each year attended. You will also need to use your transcript to look up every course you took for high school credit and the level of each course. For example, AP, advanced, etc., in addition to the amount of credits you received. You will be asked to list your graduation or diploma type. The majority of students in GCISD graduate on the Foundation Distinguished Diploma Program. Students can begin working on that SAR July 1st. However, it is recommended to wait to submit the SAR report until after you have submitted your college applications so both applications can be linked together properly. To view a list of colleges and universities currently accepting the SAR, please click the link below. Many universities also require that students submit at least one essay with their application. The essay prompts for Common App are already posted. However, you may also be required to submit supplemental essays using other prompts that the college or university you are applying to provides. Common App in many colleges and universities might allow supplemental essays regarding how COVID-19 has impacted you. If you really struggled academically due to the transition to online learning during COVID-19, this would be the place to write about it. It not only gives explanation to a possible decline in grades on your transcript, but also gives you a chance to show your resiliency and how what you learned can be applied to your college experience later. Students should start drafting their essay responses now, so you have plenty of time to proofread and edit before submission. We highly encourage students to have multiple readers as well to ensure your voice and point of view is clearly expressed. You should avoid repeating any information that is already included elsewhere in your application. This is your time to shine and to show your personality and be yourself, and you only have so many words to do it. Admissions reps encourage students to dig deep and write about something truly meaningful, something you're passionate about, or that has greatly impacted your life. They caution students against writing about things such as glorified sports moments and travel experiences unless you can really tie it into a meaningful experience that influenced who you are today. They want to know more about who you are, not just what you have done. Letters of recommendation are another application component that may be required by some colleges or universities. It is important to give your recommenders at least 2 weeks' notice that you will be asking them to write a letter for you. It is also helpful to provide a brag sheet and activities resume so they can write a stronger letter of recommendation for you. Please note that counselors are not available on the weekends or over breaks and need sufficient time to complete letters for students. If a letter is not required as part of the application process, please do not request one, as colleges will not read or consider them. Typically, there will be some type of portal for your recommenders to upload your letter to. If your letter needs to be mailed, it is courtesy to provide a stamped envelope along with any evaluation form the university requires, which should be filled out and signed by the student beforehand. This allows us to release supporting documentation for your application. Students should also submit their applications as soon as they are complete. Do not wait on counselors or teachers to provide supporting documentation or letters of recommendation. Those will be submitted on or before your application deadline. One of the questions you will also be asked in Common App, for example, is if you would like to waive your right to FERPA. If you waive your right to FERPA, you are telling the colleges that you will not be reading your recommendations. This is preferred by admissions offices because it tells them that your letters will be more candid and truthful, which means your recommenders' words may carry more weight. There's no question that the cost of college is expensive, but we want to be sure students have the information they need to choose a college that fits within their budget. Each university should have a cost of college calculator on their website. This can help families determine what they may actually pay versus the sticker price they see online. Living expenses should be considered in addition to the cost of tuition and fees. Will you be living on campus or off campus? Will you be paying for a meal plan or need to buy your own groceries? What about expenses for personal items and entertainment? Who is going to furnish your dorm room or your home off campus? The cost of textbooks and transportation should also be considered. Tuition varies greatly between in-state, out-of-state, and private universities. Students typically get cheaper tuition at an in-state school versus an out-of-state school. Although some schools give reciprocity to Texas students in regards to tuition. Private schools may have a higher sticker price. However, private schools also have a lot of endowment money to offer students, so at times the final cost may be just as much as an in-state school. Many Ivy League schools are also committed to providing students with scholarships that cover 100% of their demonstrated financial need. Financial aid also helps to cut the cost of college. All students can receive financial aid in the form of scholarships, grants, or student loans. Let's look a little more at financial aid options. Beginning with the class of 2022, the state of Texas now requires all students to file the FAFSA, which is the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, the TASFA, which is the Texas Application for State Financial Aid, or sign an opt-out form as part of the graduation requirements. The opt-out form states that the student is not planning to apply for financial aid and must be signed by a parent or guardian if the student is not 18 years old. Signing the opt-out form does not prevent students from applying for financial aid if they change their mind in the future. The FAFSA, TASFA, and the CSS profile applications are open annually on October 1st, and we encourage students to apply early for a chance at receiving the highest amount of aid possible. Schools only have so much money to award to students, so if you apply late, you may not receive as much aid as if you apply early. The CSS profile is an application used by colleges and scholarship programs to award non-federal institutional aid. Students who do not qualify for FAFSA, such as undocumented students, may qualify for state aid by filing the TASFA. These applications will determine if you are eligible for any grants or loans and how much your EFC, or expected family contribution, will be when paying for college. Some schools may require students to file the FAFSA or CSS profile, so be sure to check with each institution you are applying to. Each school has their own deadlines to file the FAFSA, the CSS profile, and the TASFA. In addition, the federal application deadline for the FAFSA is typically June 30th. TCC has a great financial aid department that can assist students and parents with the FAFSA or the TASFA, even if they do not intend to go to TCC. We also typically offer a FAFSA session at college night in the fall where TCC will present and answer questions. The Go Center can also assist students with the FAFSA, TASFA, and other financial aid questions. So, what types of aid are available to students? Grants are monies that typically don't have to be repaid and are mostly based on financial need. Students need to file the FAFSA or TASFA to be considered for grants. For example, students who qualify for free or reduced lunch may also qualify for a Pell Grant, which can grant students thousands of dollars to help pay for tuition. Loans are monies borrowed by the students or parents that must be paid back, typically with interest. Students must also file a FAFSA to qualify for student loans. If student loans are necessary, we encourage students to only accept what is needed to cover tuition and fees, as they may be awarded more than what they need, which must be repaid later, again, typically with interest. Scholarships are another form of financial aid that is gifted to students directly from the college or university or from private or nonprofit organizations, employers, etc. Most are based on merit or financial need, but there are many scholarships that may recognize other student attributes or accomplishments. There are thousands of scholarships available to students, and a lot of money gets left on the table at the end of the year. From national to local scholarships, students should start searching and keeping track of the ones they may qualify for and wish to apply for and their application deadlines. Many local community scholarships will be listed on the GCISD Go Center website and posted in your class Canvas account as they become available. Taking a look at what was available to seniors this year may be a good idea so you know what to be on the lookout for during your senior year. You should also never have to pay to apply for a scholarship or use a scholarship search service. If you see this, it is likely a scam. Students who are serious about pursuing college athletics should register in the NCAA or NAIA portal now. Application fees may be waived for students who are on free or reduced lunch. Remember, a college or university cannot bring you on an official college visit as an athlete if you are not registered. In addition, students must meet academic eligibility requirements to be considered for a Division I or II school. It is important to let your counselor know if you may go Division I or II to ensure that you have taken the appropriate courses necessary. Students are also encouraged to set up a free account through CoreCourseGPA.com. You will use your transcript to enter your grades to keep track of your eligibility. We know it is hard to go from the role of manager to supporter, but now is the time to let your students be in the driver's seat. Choosing a college is the first adult decision your student is going to make, and they need to feel empowered and supported throughout the process. The college application process has likely changed quite a bit from when you went to college. The best help you can give your student is to see yourself in a supportive role. Students should be filling out their own applications. We have heard admissions officers state many times that they often can tell when a parent has filled out an application versus student. This is hurting your student more than helping them. In addition, sometimes we have questions for students regarding their applications. When they tell us they don't know because their parents filled it out for them, it makes it harder for us to support them throughout the application process. Parents should also assist their student with contacting admission reps and other personnel at the college or university rather than doing it for them. When the student is initiating contact, it shows admissions that they have a sense of autonomy and responsibility, which are key characteristics to being successful in college. Sometimes students feel that they need to choose a college or university or even a major based on what their parents desire for them and not what they would choose themselves. We encourage students to follow their passions and pursue study in areas that truly interest them so they can have a fulfilling career. Be mindful of projecting your own ideas onto them. Be open to listening to what their needs and desires are. It is important to have conversations with your student about how their college will be paid for. Are they expected to get a job and pay for all or a portion of their tuition and living expenses? Will you be paying for it? Will they be given a monthly allowance for spending? There are also a lot of deadlines to meet throughout the college application process. Help your student to create a timeline and stay organized. Show that you have faith in their ability to keep up with things by gently reminding them or asking them if they need help with anything without nagging them. Finally, make time to visit the college campuses with your student. This is going to be their new home, and you may think of questions to ask and things to look for that they won't. Let's recap some important dates to start your timeline. Students should currently be building their activities resume and start their essays. In addition, students should make a list of colleges they plan to apply to, along with the application and other financial aid and scholarship deadlines. Most college applications will open on August 1st. The FAFSA, TASFA, and CSS profile applications will open on October 1st. GCISD College and Career Night is currently scheduled for October 17th. Please see future Mustang Minute communications for information closer to time. Even if students know where they want to apply, or if they have already submitted applications by that time, this is a great time to stop by and introduce themselves to admissions reps and ask more questions. November 1st is typically the first early action and early decision deadline. Other deadlines may apply, so be sure to check the date for each college you are applying to. June 30th is the federal FAFSA application deadline. Students are encouraged to apply as early as possible. We hope this presentation has provided you with a good starting point to begin your college application journey. Remember, we are here to help. We regularly attend college admissions updates from colleges and universities across the country, including top-tier and Ivy League schools, to stay up to date on admissions processes and what colleges are looking for. Contact your counselor or the Go Center for any additional support.